Hi, hello everyone. This is Danny, creator of Skin Harmonics, the first, the one, the only Medi-Holistic resurfacing method. And today I want to give a rant about the industry, the skin industry's blind spot. There is a certain area of the skin industry that is never, ever, hardly ever dealt with directly with consumers or within the industry. And it kind of drives me a little bit batty because it's something that's so important. And it feels like it's the one place that everybody kind of brushes under the rug and works around, never resolving the issue. And the skin industry blind spot, in my opinion, 30 years, right? And with skin and my expertise in the field as an esthetician and with natural skin formulating is, there it is, texture. Like skin texture is the thing that is just not being addressed head on within the industry at all. And it's that way for a lot of different reasons. I don't even know if I could pack it all in one of these like 5 or 10 minute lives that I'm doing. But essentially what happens is our skin is a permeable release organ. It's supposed to be permeable. And when it doesn't have the foundational basics, which I'll point out, I'll list in a few minutes, what happens is that our skin becomes a storage unit rather than the hallway that it's supposed to be. And what I've discovered is that the industry, the conventional industry standards promote texture issues because corrective skincare is conventional. Corrective skincare is all about exfoliation, astringents. There's this big misunderstanding about pore size and natural pore function. And so the natural way that our skin is supposed to release oil and stay soft and permeable and become this organ that is releasing continually gets completely hijacked and shut down. And with the Skin Harmonics method, that's something that we completely reverse and undo, is get our skin back to this like soft, permeable, moist, hydrated place that then our skin can actually release, emote, if you will, the way that skin is supposed to. So what happens when people first start coming to me, there's very often like a decrusting that has to happen because so often skin that's been exposed to astringents, anything that's trauma-based, lasers, microdermabrasion, microneedling, all this big phobia about not wanting to clog our pores. Our skin is lacking in so much oil. It's almost always is very dehydrated. And it is packed down in a way that a little whitehead could never work its way to the surface and move on. And like our skin is supposed to release. And so by shutting down that function, it doesn't just disappear. It might appear to disappear like blackheads and milia and all the little weird bumps and lumps that we get in our skin. It might appear that it disappears, but it's just sort of a temporary thing because as we age, all of those texture issues become more apparent. Like we can kind of shuffle things down and push things down in our 20s and even sometimes through our 30s, but somewhere in our 40s and 50s, especially as us women go through dermal thinning from hormones. So when the water goes down, so to speak, in low water, we can see the rocks. And of course, that's what my method reverses. And my method also encourages, instead of pressing down and suppressing all of this backlog and the congestion that's building up under skin, we actually hydrate it, fluff it up. It decrusts, our skin gets very moist, very permeable, and we can return that natural function to our skin the way that it's supposed to be. And what happens is our skin goes through a very temporary healing phase where it actually releases all of the stuff that's been stored in there for years. and years and years and years. And texture is something that, I mean, it's a little bit intermingled with wrinkles in a certain way. But I'll tell you what, like, I know I'm going to get wrinkles. Most people, we're all going to get wrinkles, and like, I'm okay with that. Like, I just want my texture to look good, and I want my skin to be healthy and glow and have that yummy texture. Like, wrinkles on, you know, really on older skin types look beautiful when you can feel and see that glow and the beautiful texture that skin has. It can just be, mature skin types can just be so beautiful because of that shine that can come through when the skin is actually healthy and has really smooth texture. So there's the things that, you know, make good texture happen is proper hydration. There's something called dermal nutrients that feed our skin and help it make new skin cells in a way that's not trauma-based. That's a whole thing. And of course, barrier restoration, like a heavier moisturizer to trap that water in. And then finally, what helps texture so much is finding somebody who can use a lancet. And I know this is controversial. It's not allowed by estheticians in many states, but if you can find an esthetician that knows how to use one, this is going to be, I mean, there's just no replacement for having this stuff taken out perfectly. And of course, without any scarring, which is what the dermal nutrients help with a lot. So, and it's interesting to me because I've worked with a lot of, I mean, every skin type, all different ages, all genders for, you know, many, many years now. And I've had some clients come to me that have spent like so much money on their skin, like insane amounts of money, and they've been injected, they've been Botoxed, they've been peeled, they've been microneedled, they've been lasered, like you name it, they've done it. And there's still pockets of congestion in their skin. And even women and men who have had entire facelifts. And it just means that those little bits of compacted blackheads and milia clusters, they don't go away. They just go up a quarter of an inch. So it's interesting to me that all of this money is being spent on skincare, and there's this blind spot when it comes to actually safe removal, concise removal of these bits of congestion that get stuck in our skin. And it's a shame because it's hard. It's sad. When I saw somebody today and they kind of cried in my lap, and that's what brought this video on, about how much money they have spent and what a mess their skin is still in. And the reason is this controversial lancet tool that you just have to find somebody that knows what they're doing and find somebody that's providing this, like this, you know, real skill to be able to just, you know, take this stuff out, end of story. And of course, when our skin has access to hydration, dermal nutrients, the barrier restoration, the whole process of releasing and restoring texture becomes just like so exquisitely, it's such a gorgeous process to watch. So that's my rant today, talking about this blind spot within the skin industry, addressing skin texture. And because when you see somebody with really good texture and skin that's been, you know, worked with in this very specific way, it has a shine and a luster and a smoothness that like no face filter can really provide in a real way. And no makeup, you know, makeup just can't even cover, you know, what the real thing is. So this is Danny with Skin Harmonics. Definitely check out my stuff. I have a book that I wrote last year called Relearning Skincare, the Story of Skin and the New Way. And that is on YouTube, the 90-minute audio. Definitely check that out. And of course, go to my website, check that out too. There's a lot of information about this new sort of a hybrid way of working with holistic and medical skincare and ingredients, and also adopting something, a method that is like a functional medicine method that's been, you know, put towards the skin, a holistic way that is very meaningful and medical in a way that like makes this whole process like actually, I mean, of course, I think better than what each individual camp can offer on their own. It's like this like a hybrid, a fusion of sorts of bringing these two worlds together. So check all that out. And of course, I'm making these Facebook Lives randomly. However, I feel like it, and the bigger aim of like building a library on YouTube of just like really short informational bits that people can watch at like 3 a.m, trying to figure out what the heck they're going to do with their skin, and like why can't they get the results they want, and figure it out. So check out my stuff, and thanks for listening.